This is Duke University.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Moreno. My parents would constantly tell me, "You're going to college." To many families, this is a fact, but to my family, this statement serves more as a motivation, since I am the first person in my family to attend college, and they understand that education is a gateway to a world with endless possibilities. Although my family and I were confident I would attend college, several questions remain unanswered. Where should I attend? Should I study in another state? What would my major be? But the terrifying question was, how are we going to pay for it? My family and I knew college was expensive, but reality hit when I received the acceptance letters that offered minimal to no financial aid. I was glad that my long hours of studying and extracurricular activities paid off and led to my acceptance to multiple colleges. However, I would be unable to attend them because I wasn't able to afford them. Despite the loans I would have potentially taken along with the work study, the family's expected contribution was much more than what my parents could have managed. For a few days, I was worried. Heck, I was a wreck. I was going to college. It was a fact, right? It wasn't until I received Duke's large envelope, read the acceptance letter, became incredibly excited, then I saw the financial aid packet and couldn't believe it. I was going to college. Not any college, Duke University, one of the best universities in the world. Attending a prestigious university is a privilege. For a girl like me with a middle-income family and living in Southern California, attending Duke is rarely heard of. However, reading the acceptance letter and financial aid packet was just the beginning of my story. At an early age, I knew I wanted to make the world a better place, even though I didn't have the slightest clue of what that was. I now have a better understanding of the role I want to play by taking classes at the Stanford School of Public Policy. I purposely took a public policy class because I wanted to take classes in the Stanford building. Although I stumbled into public policy, my first class taught me an appreciation of public policy and what it entails. I became fascinated with the framing of issues and the power each individual has. I continued taking public policy through my semesters, and I was even fortunate enough to be accepted to Stanford's program named Service Opportunity Leadership, also known as SOL. At the end of the course, I was awarded a research grant to visit Buenos Aires, Argentina, for 2.5 months. In Buenos Aires, I created and recommended strategies to an immigrant daycare center to help facilitate the integration of immigrant children into their local community. I created great memories with Argentinians and learned of a different way of life. Most importantly, I learned a valuable lesson from the least expected person, or might I say, kid. Alex was an eight-year-old troublemaker with the kindest heart. He would be the first to start cleaning up, and he would laugh when he was embarrassed. Alex also loves drawing. Give him a piece of paper with a few colored pencils, and he's a happy camper. Alex had a difficult childhood, yet he came in every day with a smile. One day I asked him what activity he wanted to do, and he said, "I really want to draw." I asked him why he enjoyed drawing so much. He replied, "Drawing makes everything better. You can draw anything you want." This simple response made an impression on me. Drawing makes everything better. I can draw whatever I want. I can draw my life the way I want it to. I have that ability. However, I did not realize that until I came to Duke. I have also learned not only to become a better leader, but also a better version of myself through the service projects and retreats Duke offers. I attended Leadership and Common Ground, which taught me the commonalities I have with others despite our race, gender, sexuality, or socioeconomic status. I have also had the pleasure of being on various councils, such as Mi Gente, where I'm now the current vice president. Last year, I was the site leader for an alternative spring break concentrating on arts and activism. Unlike other spring breaks, this had 3 components, and one of them was going to Chicago and implementing an identity, arts, and activism curriculum we created. At the local high school, I met Sabrina. She was a junior in high school. Despite her young age, she was mature and had a radio voice. I remarked on her speaking abilities and suggested to her to pursue communications. She was shocked, as she thought she would attend her local college and couldn't imagine herself attending graduate school and possibly having her own radio or talk show. Similarly, as I introduced different careers to Sabrina, Duke has opened my eyes to new possibilities as well. Through these experiences, I am drawing my life the way I want it to be. With these retreats and campus commitments, I have learned about my identity and am growing confident in who I am. In my 2 years at Duke, I have become aware of where I come from and who I am, but also how I define my future, now knowing there are no limitations. During my first semester freshman year, I rarely spoke in class, but this has changed through my semesters at Duke. Duke continues to push me past my limits and makes me become aware of my potential. I now understand that I shouldn't limit myself because I'm constantly reminded of what I'm able to do and how powerful my voice is. At Duke, I am not judged by how much money I have in my bank account, but more so on the potential that I hold within and what I will do with it in the future. At Duke, I have become the person I want to be, the person I was meant to be, and the person I strive to be. The person I am today would not have existed if it were not for the financial aid packet I received. Duke has allowed me to travel across the U.S. and meet extraordinary people. Duke has opened my eyes to a future I wouldn't have imagined 3 years ago, and for that, I will always be grateful. Thank you for sustaining the need-blind admissions policy that proves Duke's mission to be true, electing students of character, determination, and application. Thank you for giving me the tools and knowledge to be capable to draw my life. Alex was right. Having the ability to draw makes everything better. My parents told me, "You're going to college." And thanks to the generous individuals in this room, this has become a reality. Thank you.
Produced by Duke University. Online at duke.edu.